Well, hello and welcome to the show Wicklow Good News today with me, Jillian Godsil. I am delighted to have in my virtual studio Anne Sexton of Anne Sexton Pilates in Kilcool. So hello and welcome to the show, Anne.
Thank you very much for having me, Jillian.
Well, I want to do, first of all, I want to tell your good news, and then I want to tell the good news of why we're talking to you. The good news is that you are now a PSAP. What does that mean?
The PSAP, it's a program devised by the PMA, which is the Pilates governing body, okay? And what they've brought this forward to try and create some sort of standards within the Pilates educational field. So it's quite very rigorous. Actually, I'd like to know how rigorous it was when I started off. I'm not sure I would have kept going, but thankfully I didn't, and I did keep going. But it's to set, they have 10 standards that the schools have to adhere to. And it's a way of measuring the schools, and it's a way of letting know people who want to become Pilates instructors know that how to choose a school. So if they choose a school that's a PMA school, they know that that school has had to go through hoops to get that certification. So they know that they're going, that the course that they're doing is a very well recognized and put together course.
So congratulations. It's not easy. A lot of hoops. It took 5 years, you were saying, so it's not something to get lightly. So congratulations. That's brilliant. Good news.
Thank you very much.
And the second piece of good news is, which myself and Marlene has spotted, is you are helping Leaving Cert and also exam sitting students. Tell me what you're doing.
Yes, I have, my son is doing his Leaving Cert and my daughter is doing her final year in college. And I just noticed, like with all of the uncertainty that's going on, the amount of stress among the Leaving Cert students in particular, in all exam students, but the uncertainty for the Leaving Cert students is just tremendous. And I noticed with my son and his friends, they were doing a lot of different things on Zoom themselves. They've set up all kinds of little group meetings, and they have little night outs and everything on Zoom. So I just thought, well, wouldn't it be a great thing to get them exercising on Zoom? I've already started some general classes and they were going very well. And for stress relief, exercise and breathing, diaphragmatic breathing is one of the best things for stress. So I just thought if I could get the students to do something like that, wouldn't it be great? So I just thought, well, let's put on a complimentary class for the Leaving Cert students, because they're not going to have the money to start paying for classes and they can't be asking their parents for money at this time. So I just said, look, let's do it. It'll be something good to do. And it's going great.
Brilliant. It's on a Wednesday and a Friday at 12 noon.
At 12 noon.
And you can access it via your Facebook or your Instagram.
Well, what the children do, if they go on to my Mind Body, so they access that through my Facebook page, they can go on to my Mind Body. You can download the Mind Body app, search for Anne Sexton Pilates, and just sign themselves in. And once they sign themselves in, then about an hour, half an hour before the class, I send them the login code.
Brilliant. That's a fabulous idea because...
And they're all so familiar with Zoom, you know, it's easy for them to do it. So they have to download Zoom, but most of them have it downloaded anyway.
Yeah, no, I mean the kids are great. I mean, they're teaching us how to do these things. They've been doing it since forever, you know.
I know, and it's fantastic. It's great to see it, to see how the kids can come on and do the class, and they're very interested. And we've had a few little messes, but you'll always have that. But most of them are they're so into it, they're interested in it, they want to do it, and they see the benefits. They say I get lovely messages afterwards, and it's just really nice. And for me, I enjoy it. I enjoy looking at them because I can see what they're getting out of it. So brilliant. It's great.
So, I mean, and this all came about because obviously your studio in Kilcool shut. It's a non-essential space. And also you can't do social distancing. So how have you, continued your business? Tell me a bit about your learning curve.
Oh, my learning curve was very steep. I'm not technical at all. So luckily, my son was able to get me set up on Zoom. And literally we closed, I think our last class was on a Saturday and we were up on the Monday with Zoom classes. So it was a steep learning curve, but you know, it's funny, you get used to it. In a lot of the classes, it's the exact same, even though it's reformer that we teach mainly in the studio, we do mat as well, but it's mainly reformer. and Zoom is math, sorry, because we don't have equipment. So, but it's on the same days, it's almost the same people have transferred into the classes, and it's fantastic just to log into the meeting, all of us to sit there and chat as we would normally. And of course, we've had new people come in as well, which is very welcome and great. But it does take a little bit of getting used to, because I love, I'm quite a people person in the studio. I love the interaction and everything. So it just takes a little bit of time to get used to that, but you do.
No, it sounds amazing. With my local choir, I was singing a choir in Tullow, and the Wolsey Singers, and we've had a few choir practices on Zoom. And the only problem is there's a time lag in our Zooms, and singing together is so, am I ahead of the people? Am I behind the choir? No, it's very funny. It's a social interaction. And some people are cocooning, like some members of our choir, either through age or underlying conditions, are cocooning very seriously. So they're not getting out. So for them to see all the choir faces, it's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun.
Yeah, so tell me now, it's fantastic. Any group is fantastic. That's the feedback I get from people as well, is that it's just fantastic to the interaction, to keep the interaction up, and to just, and for people who are used to movement, and singing is a release. Singing is like exercise, it's a release as well. So
you haven't heard my singing.
I heard mine. It can't be any worse.
So, question for you: Pilates, right? I interviewed someone who's doing yoga. Just tell me, go back to the first question, really. What is Pilates, and how does it benefit people?
One of the things that I really, really like about Pilates is how strong you feel when you do it. It's full body integrated exercise, and what does that mean? Every move you do in Pilates, almost every move you do in Pilates, uses every muscle in your body. So you're not isolating one muscle. You're working the whole body as it's meant to move as an integrated unit. Okay? So the strength that you feel in your body physically is amazing. I feel stronger now in my mid-50s than I felt in my 20s. You know, like it's amazing. The other thing that it particularly, all of the time, but particularly at the moment, with all this scare about the virus and everything, is the diaphragmatic breathing, the Pilates breath. It's getting that real deep breath into your lungs. It's getting the diaphragm, the pelvic floor, all of your core working in unison. And it's that being able to get a full breath into your lungs and being able to expel all that air out again. And just to keep your breathing muscles strong, particularly if eventually, and hopefully all of us, we won't succumb to the virus, but if you do, I heard one doctor describe it, it's the fight of your life when you get it. And it doesn't, like, it's not metaphoric, it's physically, you fight it. And if you have strong lungs that you can get a full breath in and a full breath out, the better your chances are of fighting the virus.
So it's never been more relevant than it is.
It's never been more relevant. There's a fantastic video going around on the internet at the moment by an NHS doctor and by another doctor called Patrick McKeown. And they explain the importance of breathing. And they actually talk about diaphragmatic breathing in that, which is the Pilates breath. And it's very interesting for anybody to listen to and just, but it's really, you asked me just about Pilates and the importance of it. It's that thing, it's getting your body and your mind as strong as possible.
Wow. And just as we were just chatting before we started recording, Joseph Pilates, he was German. I didn't realize he was a person, actually. And he was interned, you were saying, during World War I, and he did his breathing exercises with his other inmates in that prison.
Yeah. He was interned in the Isle of Man, and Pilates was only called Pilates after his death. He called it controlology. And people in the West, people felt that was going to scare people off to call an exercise method controlology. But actually, I feel it was a better name for the regime than actual Pilates, because one of the principles of Pilates is control. Okay, it's that every move you make, every exercise that you do in Pilates, we're supposed to know the muscles that we're using. You go through every movement to the fullest of your ability, and it's that control is really important. But so it was called controlology. I go off on pull me back. So it was called controlology, and he was interned in the Isle of Man, and he practiced controlology every day with the inmates in his prison wing or cell, or whatever you describe it. And that was one of the only wings in the prison that didn't succumb to deaths in the influenza outbreak in 1918.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
So we've had this skill since the Spanish influenza, and we do how relevant it is today. I mean, I'm like so going to be joining your classes, I'm for sure. So thank you so much. I just want to finish again so people know to find you, because Anne, I love what you're doing for the Leaving Cert students, because not only the breathing, obviously for COVID-19, but for stress, for anxiety, for all those things, for calmness for kids.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's breathing in conjunction with strength. I mean, the full body strength, the movements and the poses that you have to hold, they're tough. You know, it is to people. That's one thing people to say to me. Sometimes they come into Pilates and they say, "Oh my God, I thought I was coming to do some stretches and a little bit of breathing, but this is hard."
Yeah.
And it is. So what I would say to people, say that the Leaving Cert, I know who's in the room, and I know, but for if anybody's going to join the general Zoom classes, the one thing I would say to them is to start on the Monday. On the Monday at the moment, and I probably put more on, but on the Monday I have a back care. And it's a good place for people to start with.
Okay, so, excellent.
Yeah, because if you don't go into an intermediate class to start, because it's tough.
Exactly. Okay, because it's not just a few ins and out puffing and stuff. It's actually quite serious stuff.
It is. Yeah. It definitely is. And the mat is tough. Like, I teach reformer in the studio, and the reformer is the Pilates machine. Like, so it's 8 foot long and it's 2.5 foot wide. It was supposedly designed from the prison beds. And it used springs and pulleys to help the injured soldiers and all that kind of thing. So in some aspects, the reformer helps you and assists you. Other ways, depending how you use the springs, it can make an exercise very hard. But for beginners, it can really assist. So the mat can feel quite tough because you have to really get to know your own body and control your own body. There's nothing to assist you. So it's great. It's great.
Yeah.
You really get
so you just need a mat and a Wi-Fi connection. Yes. So I'm going to say it again so people are listening again. So if you're a Leaving Cert student or if you're sitting exams, you're very happy to offer them the free classes on Wednesday and Friday at 12 noon, and to go to your Facebook page or your Instagram page, Anne Sexton and Pilates, to find this. And then I say for the rest of the folks who want to just use this either for the breathing, for the exercise, for the sanity, the classes, I think what they're €8 per household. So it's not, yeah, it's not a huge, and it's nice per household. You can have the whole family there.
Yeah, but you know, it's great, and that's what's happening at the moment. People are joining, and I have lots of couples. I have parents and kids. I've different things joining in, and it's fantastic. It's just everybody's cocooned at home, but we have to we're at home, so it's great. Just that hour is taken care of anyway. Brilliant.
Oh, well, I'm looking forward to joining my first. I have done Pilates twice before, not very well, but I'm looking forward to it, especially with the breathing. That sounds very impressive. So thank you so much, Anne. It's well done for learning how to use Zoom and overnight that, and well done to your son. Obviously, he did great help there. And thank you so much for helping the Leaving Cert students and the exam goers, because I've got an exam student myself in the house, and it can be a bit tetchy at times, that's for sure. So thank you for that.
Poor things.
I know that it's so hard for them, and well done. I say it's amazing. Your Facebook page is lovely. You've loads of great quotes on it, really nice inspirational quotes. And I see you're doing your exercises and lovely pictures too as well. You live where do you live? Do you live in Greystone?
I live in Bray.
In Bray, even better.
Bray, so
just some great shots there. So you're doing this. We'll look back in this period and we'll say, how did we get through it? And
and likewise, Jillian, what you're doing, spreading good news, is fantastic too, because we definitely need good news at this time, and we need something to lift us up.
I think
so thank you very much for what you're doing as well.
Listen, it's giving me more joy than anything else. I'm loving it. So thank you very much as well. No, we're great.
Thanks, Jillian.
Thank you. I'm going to say thank you to Marlene Murphy for producing, for finding me for you today. Thank you so much. And thank you for Gavin Dowd on sound. And be good, be safe, and keep on helping others.